Welcome to Joanne's Healing Within TV show. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. I know it's a mouthful. I'm also a mom and a wife. And since 2021, we're not in 22 yet, has come in, I have been helping many, many people like yourself see you as the best version of who you already are. Because you are the best version of yourself. You just have to start believing that you are, and you will be. So how is everybody today? How is everybody? I want to remind you to share, like, and comment, as we do have an amazing raffle giveaway. We have last week's raffle, which we'll talk about that a little later, so just hang in there. And in order to take advantage of being in the raffle, you do need to share, like, and comment. So as they say, to be in it, you have to win it, you have to be in it. So there you go. And for those of you who might have missed last week's episode, I definitely highly recommend you go back, and you can either watch it here, right here on Facebook, on Strong Island Television, or you can check us out on Roku or YouTube for last week's episode, because you definitely want to watch it, because you'll have a better understanding to what's going on in today's episode, as my amazing guest who was on last week is coming back today to do a demonstration to actually show you the work that he actually does. So you definitely want to stay with me here, and then go back later and check out last week's episode. And I want to also give a big shout out to all of my advertising sponsors that do make my show run week after week after week. And I do have a list, so I do need to read it, because otherwise I will forget, because my brain's a little flaky today. So excuse me if I am a little not myself. Anyway, so let's start off with Nick Rafter, who is our real estate agent. He's going to be the one that's going to help you find that apartment or home that you're looking to move into. He's also a editor, journalist, and writer. So he can also help you with that article or even the book you're looking to get started. So reach out to him. Gail Nicholson, she's our resilience coach, metaphysical practitioner, and the host of the Three Chromes and the Woo Woo. Kendrick Greer, he's my favorite. I hate to say it that way, but he is. He's my favorite friend and also my astrologer, which is the astrologer, Kendrick Greer, our astrologer. You definitely want to connect with him. Find out what's going on in your chart so you can have a better understanding to what themes are going on, why different challenges might be showing up, why the hell you might be triggered from one day to the other. He's the person you want to get this insight from. Then we also have CJ Ives Lopez. She's the host of the Author's Porch, and she's got a lot of amazing things going on right now. For anyone who is looking to become a contributing author, definitely connect with her, because she has an amazing magazine that's launching in July, and I do believe she's got 1 or 2 spaces available, so connect with her. Natad Barbary, he is the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and he's also someone who I've teamed up with anyone who's purchased my amazing newest book, Healing with Numbers, which I don't have in front of me. 15% of those proceeds will be going to his academy. So go ahead and come support a girl. Come support me. Then we have Lisa, I'm sorry, we're skipping over. Then we have our final guest for today, guest advertiser for today, which is Joel Monkman. He is our shamanic healing practitioner and also wellness advocate. And as I mentioned earlier, he was on my show last week. He spoke about what he does. And today he's going to actually be demonstrating what he does. And I don't know about you guys, but I often like to see a demonstration to give me an idea of the person's work. And then it also helps me to decide whether or not I can resonate with that work. And why not get it firsthand? I've come to learn from many who've watched the show and previous shows, when I've had different healers come on to demonstrate their work, that the viewers actually benefit from watching the demonstration. So I'd be curious to know if it's true in regards to today's show as well. So put that in the comment, whether or not, as Joe does demonstrate his work in a little while, if you are feeling that as well, or what shows up for you as well, especially those comments, because Joe and I will definitely be coming back and checking out the comments and responding to the comments. So if you have any questions that you want to put in those comments, feel free to do. And Joe and I will definitely be responding back to those questions. So now that we got the advertising guests put aside, because that's really important for today's show, just want to find out, how is everybody doing today with all this energy that we have going on? I was just mentioning on live, I think early today and yesterday, that our planet Mars, the Mars of aggression and action, has moved out of Cancer energy, which is all about the home, the family, and the new foundation, and the connection with your mom, and how you show up as a mother to others and to your children. It has moved out of Cancer energy. It has moved into Leo. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, Leo is a more of fun and play, self-expression, lots of drama, and being extraordinary. And depending on where on your chart, where does Mars sit on your chart, will determine the theme for you that Leo will be playing during this time that it sits in Mars energy. Because anytime a specific zodiac sits in a specific planet, the energy of that amplifies, depending on where it sits on your chart. Now, hopefully I didn't confuse you just too much by saying that. And if you're kind of curious to know what the theme that Mars will be playing for you, with Leo being in Mars right now, or Mars being in Leo, I think it's better to be said, put that in the comments below. Now, if you have no idea, because you've never looked at your astrology chart before, you can go over to, I believe there's a site called CoStar app. It's pretty easy. Just plug in all your information and you'll get all this information back. And just look for Mars and see what sign it sits in. And then with that, go ahead and either come back to this show on Strong Island Television and put in the comments where it sits, or you can also leave me a really quick message at healingwithin76@gmail.com. Put in Mars where it sits on your chart, and then I will respond back to you with some insight regarding what the theme will be emphasizing for you as Mars sits in Leo right now. And that will be very helpful, because again, Mars is all about the action, the aggressiveness that you will be experiencing as Mars is in Leo for the next, give and take, 3.5 weeks until it moves into Virgo. But it just moved into Leo energy as of yesterday, so let's not rush it away. I know for me, for those of you who might have Aquarius, that Mars is sitting in Aquarius energy on your personal chart, know that, I'm sorry, not Aquarius. Let's scratch that out, because that's not where it's sitting on my chart. Aries, there we go. Those of you who have Aries sitting in your chart regarding Mars, know that that's going to influence you being extra outrageous, extra fiery, extra playful, extra self-expressing. And that's what I emphasize the words extra because that's exactly what it's doing. Because when we talk about Aries energy, Aries is a fire sign, and when we speak about that fire energy, that's about action, and Mars is about action. So now here we have Mars sitting in Leo, which is another fire sign. So it is fire, whereas when Mars was sitting in Cancer, that was water, that was emotional. So our emotions last month might have been very aggressive, very intensified because of that Cancer energy. Thank God it wasn't in Pisces though, because Pisces is a little more sensitive than the Cancer water sign. Just making a note. Don't want to make this about astrology, but I do want to give you some insight. And that's where Mars is right now, Leo energy, a fire sign with a fire planet. What do you say when you got fire planet and fire sign together? You got a lot of action going on. And depending on where your Mars is sitting in your chart, can determine for you what theme this is going to play out for you as Mars sits in Leo. So again, just one last time, if you want to send that information, if you're curious to know, go over to CoStar app, put in all your information. Once you look up Mars, write that, send me an email to healingwithin76@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to give you insight there. What I like to do is I like to just bring up a little information regarding our cards for today. What do we need to focus on? What number is going to provide a hidden message? And what affirmation can you use today to help you raise your vibration? So let's see what we got going on. Quite interesting. Domestic harmony. Domestic harmony. Now, this would have been a really great card regarding the moon, the Mars energy being in Cancer, but now it's moved to Leo. So how can you bring some more harmony into your household with Mars being in Leo? The chakra here is the throat. And I think this has been a major emphasis since Mercury has gone retrograde, because Mercury is our planet of communication. We are still in Gemini season, at least for another week and a half, still in Gemini, very strong communication. How can you communicate? It's time to start communicating. The number is 22, which is a master number. So this is about building a new foundation when it comes to concerns of domestic harmony. The 22 works out to be a 4, which is really about the foundation, the balance, and the harmony, but even more important, to be patient as you go through the process of communication. So with all that being said, feel free to let me know your comments. Put those comments right below. Let me know. Let me know that you're sharing. Let me know that you are commenting. Let me know that you're liking. And with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to have both of my guests here, and we're going to be diving into this intuitive healing session. I'll be right back.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hey guys, welcome. We are back on the Alder Sports. I am so excited to be here with my co-host Anastasia. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am good. It's so good to see you again. We don't get to see each other very often. We might have to get this every week, right? Tonight we are also talking with, we've got
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I'm just going to put aside just for a moment, because I know you see them, my two amazing guests, but I do want to just tap in to our card for today, because I do think it's important, especially based on all the energy I was just talking about with Mars being in Leo. The affirmation is domestic harmony. How many of us want domestic harmony in our household? I don't know about you, but I would love it. Yeah, let's all raise our hand. That domestic harmony starts with communication. We need to learn how to chat. We need to learn how to chat, how to communicate with the people we live with. And it doesn't matter who we live with. The number is 22, which is a master number, which means the master builder. I think this card is so appropriate for today's session that we're about to dive right into, because at least from my point of view, the master building a foundation really starts with ourselves. And what Joe is about to introduce us to is really going to be starting with self. So with that being said, my two amazing guests, Joe Monkman, who was here last Sunday and spoke about his intuitive healing sessions that he does do. He's our shamanic healing practitioner and wellness advocate. And then next to him, we have Tracy Pecan. Did I say that right?
Paquin.
Paquin. Why did I say it that way? Anyway,
I like pecans. Maybe you were channeling that. I don't know.
There you go. She is our volunteer for today. And I use the word volunteer because I want all of our viewers to know that when I intuitively connect with volunteers for each healer that comes on, it really is a specific, personalized, the person who I think is the best fit for what's going to take place. And they come on here being very vulnerable and very transparent. So what she's going to experience today is really the first time she's experiencing this with Joe. So even though we can't see you, let's all give her a round of applause for doing this today. And thank you to the both of you for being here. Joe, if you
Yes.
wouldn't mind, just let our viewers very quickly just introduce what you're actually going to be doing today so we could dive into the fun.
Okay, so part of me wants to say I don't know what we're going to be doing because every session is different, right? So I'm not sure where the energy is going to take us, where her questions and where this collaboration, you know, I always think of these as collaborations. It's between me, and in this case, Tracy, and Spirit, right? And all our guides, you know, from the invisible realm. And also you, Joanne, because you're lending your energy as well, and Bobby in the control room. It's like everyone who's a part of this is helping to shape the experience. But that being said, thank you, Tracy, for participating. I will ask some questions, and then I might say, hey, stop, you know, look, I have a blister. I might say, hey, stop, and let's just pause. I might ask you to breathe. Tracy, I might ask you to close your eyes and delve into your imagination, because the realm of the shaman is the realm of the imagination. So everything can be created or uncreated through the mind, right? So, you know, it depends on where this goes and what tools I might bring from my toolkit. But definitely we're going to be communicating with friends in spirit. They might be people you know who've crossed over, Tracy, or they might be your spiritual guides, guardian angels, or mine. And we'll see where this takes us, okay?
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
And
I've
Joe,
been doing
just
it
one
for a
quick,
long time, so
just-
I'm just asking you to trust the process.
yes. And just one quick question, just for our viewers. Now, I know in previous sessions that I've had with other healers, the viewers had, they were actually able to connect with what the healer was doing. Would that be the same here as well?
We'll see. Yes, most often, you know, if I have images in my head, you know, it might be very similar to what she's seeing, or, you know, I might ask a question and she might say something like, oh, I was just thinking that, or I was about to ask that, or, you know, because we are joining energies. We're, you know, giving each other permission to open the space, right? Make it sacred space, make a divine contract here for the moment, for the time that we're together, so we can read each other, right? We're, you know, you're giving me information, Tracy, that's nonverbal, right? We're just reading the energy. It's like an invisible map, but, you know, my mind and your mind connect and they go, you know, and our guides and our soul goes, she needs this. This is really the direction it needs to be going. She might come in with something, Tracy, you might come in with something that you think you need to work on, and that's it. And it may be that's the key, but it's really this thing over here.
Excellent.
So, trusting that you're open to this, and
yes,
and we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. All right. So whenever you want to begin your process, Joe, it's
Okay.
all yours, and we'll just sit here and watch.
Okay, well, let's all take a breath together first, please. Because the breath is always, for me, the doorway, right? It helps slow us down. It helps us get in touch with our emotions. And Tracy, I just want to ask you a few questions first. This is kind of the consent part. So do you consent to my asking questions about what you perceive to be or maybe not to be related to the issues and inquiries you bring forward?
Yes.
And do you consent to my working with your energy field?
Yes.
And do you consent to me communicating on your behalf with friends in spirit?
Yes.
And do you consent to being honest and in integrity as we work today?
Yes.
Very good. So I trust that, ooh, my crown just went bing. It's like, start now. So let's just trust that all our guides, visible, invisible, are here for us, that we're going to get as much to the root of what you're bringing forward as we possibly can, and that everything is perfect. It's perfect, you know, astrologically it's perfect, you know, the room temperature where you are is perfect, etc. The dog here next to me who got out of the bedroom, it's perfect that he's now here on the couch next to me instead of locked up in the bedroom where he apparently didn't want to be. So that this whole experience is wrapped in love, that we're walking all together in beauty, that all the winds are blowing for us and breathing into us and opening our hearts and minds. Okay?
Excellent. Yes.
So, Tracy, is there one thing that you had a question about that you want to work on today?
No, I don't think there was anything particular. I've actually been ruminating about that, figuring this was probably going to be a question that was going to be asked.
Okay.
And nothing particular really came to mind, which
Okay,
is,
so let me ask it a slightly other way, right? Because right now we're on a fishing expedition. Is there something in your life that feels either like a pebble in your shoe, a little pinprick in your behind, or a little bee in your bonnet, or something that feels so good that you are looking forward to more of it?
Oh, I'm not sure about the feel so good part. Don't we all want that? The maybe the pebble in my shoe, I think, is definitely my job.
Okay.
And yeah.
So shall we begin by looking at ways to smooth out and then perhaps remove the pebble from your shoe in relation to your job? Because let's be mindful that it may not be your job. It may be, your job may be a piece of the puzzle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a breath here and ask my little stone friend back here for help. Let's go to your solar plexus. Do you know where your solar plexus is?
It's sort of right here. And yep.
Yes, just above your navel, please.
Yep.
And if you could place one or both of your hands there, whichever feels comfortable. Right?
Okay.
And then if you feel comfortable right now closing your eyes, let's please do that.
Okay.
And then if you could please let bubble to the surface in your mind all the really good things about your job.
All right.
You don't have to say it out loud unless you want to. Like, what are all the things that you're really grateful for about your job? And if you can name at least one out loud right now, that would be helpful. Thank you.
The other people that I work with.
Super. Have you thought of other things that you're grateful for that you like about your job? What are good about your job?
Yeah. The being able to actually, especially in the time of COVID, being able to go into my job, it's a healthy and safe environment regarding COVID and all of that stuff.
Okay. Thank you. Can you bring your awareness now up to your throat chakra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a lump there.
Is that lump always there, or are you just aware of it right now?
I'm just aware of it right now.
Okay. And if you feel safe and comfortable saying what you feel that lump is about, do you mind verbalizing it?
Yeah, it's time to go.
Time to go where? To the supermarket?
No, like to leave. It's time to leave the job.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't feel like I'm appreciated, and that it seems to just have come to an end, or it's nearing the end, and I would like to move on to something else. There are a lot of things I really like about my job, but I can't be there any longer.
Okay, thank you for being honest. Can you bring your awareness to your third eye? Are you clear where that is? Thank
Yep,
you.
up here.
Thank you so much. Yes. So if you were to imagine a job and being open to it being the job that you have now, because remember, sometimes when we change our perspective and we appreciate ourselves and we love ourselves enough, sometimes things miraculously change in the spot where we're sitting. So
Hmm.
can you imagine for yourself, like, what would your new job look like? What would the surroundings look like? What's the feeling you get?
Um, it would be a lot of fun. There would be good joy, energy. Um, Everybody would be there to work collaboratively and to help one another. It would not be it, it wouldn't be competitive amongst ourselves, sort of a thing. Um, it would be a positive and growing environment versus a, sort of a stunted and toxic environment.
Okay. So,
And everybody would just um, they would have fun being around one another, and that would make working uh, more enjoyable and productive.
okay, thank you so much. Please keep your eyes closed. Come back to your heart, please. Okay. Tracy, you're in your heart now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, taking those words that you use to describe the, the new job, the expanded vision that you have for your job, can you connect that vision that you held in your third eye to your heart, please? And if you need more clarification about how to do that, please let me know.
Yes. Could you please
Okay.
clarify
So
that?
think of it this way, like a funnel is opening, and all the words and all the images that were in your third eye and that you spoke just trickle down into your heart. And it's like fairy dust. It feels really good. You feel tingly. The joy, the joy part, when you said that, that's what stuck out to me more than anything. Not necessarily the words. The words are great, but it's the feeling part of it. It's the feeling, because the feeling that you have currently at your job may have been the reason that you felt that lump in your throat, right? That it's, and it's also a truth for you that you feel that it's time to go, right? So let's be in the joy
Right.
and in the expansiveness that you described. Let that filter into your heart. And if you can, in a few words, describe what you're feeling, whether it's emotional, right? And we're going to distinguish emotion versus physical sensations.
Um, yeah, I think it is rather emotional. Being, you know, I think everybody would just really love to go to work, enjoy what they're doing every single day, and have fun with it. And it wouldn't necessarily feel like work. Um, and you would feel satisfied and like you're contributing to something.
Please breathe into that. Breathe into those words, breathe into your heart, breathe into your belly, breathe into your throat, breathe into your third eye. Like someone is, like you're witnessing the blowing up of a big, beautiful balloon that says happy birthday on it, or congratulations, or celebrate. Or it's one of those balloons that have, heart shapes. You're just expanding this vision, right? Think of it as you're expanding the vision, but what you're doing really is telling yourself on a cellular level that joy is the way you want to operate, right? You want to be in the place of joy. Does that feel right?
Yes, through everything, not just my job, just everything.
It's never just our job. It's never just our relationship. It's never just the dog.
Right.
It's one thing
Yep.
connected to everything, right?
Yep.
And continue to take some deeper breaths if it feels comfortable, please. And then anywhere on your physical body, whether you feel like, oh, it's my neck, or maybe it's my heart chakra, or my third eye, anywhere that is on your energy body or on your physical body that you feel that there's some fiber of energy, that there's some dust bunnies, anything that you feel that there's something, you know, interrupting the flow of your joy. Just imagine that being removed.
My hips.
So if it feels good to put your hands on your hips and rub your hips or do whatever you have to do there. So this hip area, what does that represent for you? Anything?
Excuse me. Well, I don't know, like movement maybe. A little flexibility or lack thereof.
Okay.
Um,
So if you were to think about flexibility or lack thereof in relation to your current job and the job that you're calling in, right? The joy, how flexible are you in your life to let more joy in? How willing are you to move in a certain direction with that joy or toward that joy, or let the joy move toward you and let it sweep you away, maybe, right?
yes. I would be very flexible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So again, any kind of resistance that you are conscious of, or perhaps not quite conscious of, just let your breath and your dream, your vision, your joy just filter through, and just, you know how sometimes you see on the street in a heavy rainfall in the New York area, and then you see like twigs and stuff just rushing past, the water has and the wind has just swept that away. So that's what you're doing. You're letting the elements of your mind and your heart, the wind, the air, the fire, the earth, the ether, just to move through you, sweep it away.
Excuse
There
me.
you go. Beautiful, beautiful way to clear. Thank you so much. I love when that happens. That's perfection. Thank you. Release, release, release. Hmm? Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you know where your diaphragm connects to your rib cage? It's a muscle next to your rib cage. There you go. More relief.
Yep.
So
Yep.
can you rub the bottom of your rib cage where your diaphragm connects, right?
Yep.
Just
I
gentle
am.
rub, right? Very good. And the intention here is to help loosen that diaphragm so that you can breathe more fully. You can breathe into your joy more. You can breathe fire into your belly. Emotion that needs to come forward. We're holding space for you to have these releases. It's so beautiful. You're doing work for so many of us right now.
Yes, she is.
gosh, so much more room for joy. Ah, good. Ah,
I feel so much lighter.
very good. Thank you. Yes, I hope you do. I feel that you do. So thank you for moving through that with us. Thank you so much. I have a couple of questions. If you could keep your eyes closed.
Sure.
So if you are not ready, or don't have a regular yoga practice, stretching practice, something that will help you increase your flexibility, would you be willing to start or continue something that's regular? And you could start 5 minutes a day. Would that
Yes.
be something that you'd be open to help the flexibility of your hip flexors, right, and your lower back, your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your calf muscles? And I'm going to trust that you know exactly who to go to for assistance with that, right? It could be YouTube, it could be a trainer, right? It could be somebody that you know to help you with that process.
Yes.
Okay. I also have a couple of recommendations for essential oils. We can talk about that right now, or we can talk about that after the break. Are you open to using essential oils to help you in your process?
Yes, I am.
Are you open to having a more powerful support team from the spirit world, friends in spirit, angels, maybe totem animals, as well as a great support team in human form?
Yes.
And would you be open to having that guidance on a more regular basis to help you through this transition period as you increase your joy, which may lead to a new job that pays more and gives you all the things that you imagined and then some?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to express right now?
I'm already feeling joy.
Would you like
And
to feel more joy?
yes. Oh, most definitely. Consistently. Not that I do feel joy, but it ebbs and flows, I'm sure, as with everybody, but I would like more flowing than ebbing.
Yeah. And sometimes when we work with the physical body, we find that the body is telling us where we are not flexible, where we need help, right? What we need to work on, right? In our inner world. So, are you open to finding out you need to be more flexible in your body, which may show you where you need to be more flexible in your spirit?
I am, yes.
Super. I trust that you will find all the help that you need to get you where you need to go in the most gentle, powerful, purposeful, beautiful, graceful way. How do you feel about that?
I feel spectacular about that.
Good. Take one wonderful, deep, joyful breath, please. And when you exhale, you may open your eyes.
Okay.
You like a
Oh,
baby.
yes. I'm like, y'all are blurry.
That's okay. That's perfectly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome.
All
That
right.
that was amazing and perfectly timing as well. Because we do have to take a commercial break. But before we do, because our viewers, I'm sure, are going to want to know how they can reach you. So Joe, let them know how they can reach you.
Okay, the best way to reach me at the current time is through my email, which is my first and last name, Joe Monkman, right, at gmail.com.
Awesome. And also, I'm sure our viewers are going to want to get some firsthand insight on Tracy. So, Tracy, let them know how they can reach you as well.
They can reach me at Tracy Paquin, my first and last name, at yahoo.com.
Awesome, awesome. So for our viewers, we're going to take a quick commercial break so both Joe and Tracy can get a little water. I ask that you do the same as well. We'll be right back.
When you open yourself up to actual energy work, makes that recovery progress so much faster. That recovery is possible. You do not have to live as a victim until your last days. You have unbelievable strength, and I know that because you're still here. Do you want to create something completely unrecognizable with your life? I can show you how.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my two amazing guests, my guest and volunteer, Joe Monkman, who is our shamanic healing practitioner and wellness advocate, and our amazing, brave, transparent volunteer, Tracy Penguin, who's here. And we're going to be diving right in. For those of you who are just tuning in, remember, share, like, and comment, because there is a raffle giveaway that we'll announce for next week's show. We'll announce today's giveaway shortly, but we want to dive into what we were just doing. So Joe, take it away.
Okay, so Tracy, why don't you tell them what you wanted, well, what we worked on, what we wound up working on. Maybe it wasn't what you thought we would, but tell them what we worked on.
We worked on allowing more joy into my life. I think overall, specifically, we started to track down the path of the job, and then it's really more about bringing more of that into life overall than just a workplace thing. And we released a lot around that. And
I'm sorry.
Yep.
What were you specifically releasing, do you think?
I don't know. Probably some stuck energy that made me feel stuck on a lot of levels. not being able to go forward. And so, yeah, I think there was a lot of just stagnation.
Yeah. Yeah, and during the break, what we were talking about was, when the mind starts telling the same story over and over again, like, well, this thing is awful because, and you give
Yeah.
a million reasons why. But notice where we started was, what are the really good things about your job? What are you grateful for? Right? We weren't focused
Mm-hmm.
where you thought you were stuck or what was wrong, right? We went to what's the joy?
Yeah.
That was really it. That was the
Yes.
thing that spirits, showed us, like, well, let's fill this balloon with joy, right? Let's fill Tracy with joy. Let's show her where the joy is, or where it's not, where she thinks it's not, and where her body, this is the brilliance of the physical form, where the body is showing us that we're, in this case, inflexible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't moving, right? It's like, if you have a hose and you're trying to a garden hose and you're trying to squeeze the nozzle so the water comes out, but someone is standing behind you, like bending it in half so it's just trickling out. And you just keep yelling at the nozzle, you're smashing it. But someone is back there. But that's also us, right? We're stepping on our garden hose. We're stepping on the flow because our mind has created a story that says, well, it's not working out because, or I can't get it because, or we're saying, it's my mother, it's my father, it's my sister, it's my brother, it's my job, it's the government, it's politics, it's this. But it's all in our mind. And sometimes that's hard for the ego to grasp, right? The ego doesn't want to grasp that. The ego wants to continue to blame, right? So now you get to see the infinite possibility of what a joyful life can be like going forward.
Excellent.
But you have work to do because it's easy.
I certainly do.
Oh my God, that felt great. I had these amazing releases. Wow, and then, we go offline and you're driving your car and, someone crosses the road and you're like, that effing, because that's where the mind goes, right? That's where the mind goes. So if we can notice how far we can get down the metaphorical road or the literal road without yapping or complaining or bitching and moaning or telling a story about, right? That we can track our progress and we say, oh my gosh, I've been joyful for 4 hours. I don't remember a time in the last 4 hours when I wasn't. And then the next second you might throw a tantrum about something. We don't know, right? But if you bring your awareness to the joy or where joy isn't, then you might be able to expand the joy, the possibility, right? And it's not like we're, we can't berate ourselves if, I'm joyful 1 minute and then for the next 40 minutes, I'm aggravated about I can't find my car keys or the dog ate my homework. But, but that's the way the mind works. And we can be in love with that process too.
Right.
And remember, like I said at the beginning, the realm of the shaman is the realm of the imagination. So where we create things in our mind, we can uncreate. Right? Where we are not flexible in our lives, we can create flexibility with our thinking, right? And then that can really start to reshape our body. It can change our entire posture. So good. I'm very excited.
Excellent. Me too. And you had also mentioned, Joe, about a couple of essential oils.
Yes.
For support.
So there's an oil from the doTERRA brand called Balance. It's the grounding blend.
One of my favorites.
There's also an oil called Arbor Vitae, which is good for you. I think it would be good. Another good grounding blend because it comes from a cedar. But also the oil has been used by native tribal cultures in Canada for sacred ceremony.
Oh, okay.
That can be a good one. And to me, it's a very strong cedary smell. And there's also frankincense, which is just, please use frankincense every day. I recommend
my moisturizer.
Yes, I recommend only from the doTERRA company because it's the best that I have found so far after 33 years of using essential oils, honestly. So frankincense, known as the oil of truth, it can really help create enlightenment.
Okay.
Focus,
And
brain's good for the skin, like you said, right? Yeah.
yes, yeah, it is. Would you suggest putting it on my skin or on my feet, or how would
The
you?
frankincense,
Well, or the what was the
I
second
recommend
one?
arborvitae. I
Yes.
recommend each that you use them topically, right? With the arbor,
Okay.
I use it here on my third eye. I put it behind.
Oh.
Do the same with the balance. I like it on my wrist or on my back of my neck. Frankincense I use on my face every day, 2 or 3 times a day. So I know I'm getting a good shot of that essential oil that's going to support my brain health, skin health, uh, the inflammatory response, the immune system. So that's a beautiful oil. Also, you know, for my skin where I have a blister from yesterday's yard work. So very quickly with lavender and frankincense. So
Yeah.
This is so amazing, and it's so great that both of you are going to be back here next week, because as usual the show goes so fast. It does, and I'm hoping that all our viewers have the opportunity of watching the show from the beginning, because Tracy did do some amazing work here by, of course, Joe guiding her to where whatever she needed guidance on. So I definitely recommend that if our viewers is catching this now or just jumped in or whatever not, definitely go back and watch this on the replay, because you definitely want to see what Tracy experienced during this entire show. And before we do that, Joe, you're going to be offering another raffle giveaway for us for
yes, so the
today's-
giveaway today is a session similar possibly with whoever wins the raffle. It's an hour-long session.
Excellent, excellent. And for our viewers, now usually I save this for the last portion of my end when I come back, but for our viewers, those who watched last week's raffle giveaway goes to James McNeil. James McNeil is our winner for last week's, which he's going to be receiving a session with Joe. So congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
Yes, I'll be sending him a notification, letting him know that he is our last week's winner. So with that being said, Joe, let our viewers know how they can reach you again.
Sure. Right now, the best way to reach me is email joemonkman@gmail.com.
Awesome.
My last name all together at Gmail.
Yes, excellent. And Tracy, let them know how they can reach you.
Certainly, Tracy Paquin at yahoo.com, and it's Paquin, and Tracy with an I.
Awesome, awesome. So yes, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be coming back with the conclusion of today's show. Once again, thank you, Joe and Tracy, for being here, sharing the
Thank
work,
you.
Thank you so
sharing
much.
your transparency as well. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com and let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Did you know that astrology and numerology influences your metabolism and weight? Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, student of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And I help women and men by referral release issues from their tissues while releasing emotional weight and falling in love with themselves. As I witness the transformation of watching each client become the best version of who they are. To redeem your first discovery session at 10% off email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I do look forward to helping you release your issues from your tissues and falling in love with yourself. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm going to remind you to share, like, and comment. You still have an opportunity to winning this week's raffle giveaway, which is a session with Joe Mockman, who was just here demonstrating an amazing intuitive healing session with our volunteer, Tracy Penguin. You definitely want to go back and watch today's show because it was amazing, very transparent, very inspiring as well. And this could be you as well. So definitely go back and watch today's show. And for that matter, last week's as well. And if you did not see last week's show, you can catch it on Roku and also YouTube. So you can be up to date because both of them will be back next Sunday to do a follow-up of what Tracy experienced from today to the remaining portion of this week. Because when we think about healing sessions, no matter what the modality is, the sessions, the process of a healing session goes on way after what you see in front of you. It's a process. It's not something that just happens in one session and then it's all done. You always want to do a follow-up session, and sometimes you want to do multiple sessions after that as well, based on what comes up. Because when we think of healing, healing is like an onion where you're constantly peeling another layer, one layer off another layer until you get to where you want to go. So it's an ongoing process. With that being said, I also just want to make a quick announcement, and I'm sure there's a flyer for the Author's Porch, which is hosted by CJ Ives Lopez. She has some amazing work going on right now, where if you want to contribute into her brand new magazine that's going to be launching for the first time in July, I do believe she has some space. Feel free to reach out to her. Again, that's CJ Ives Lopez. She is the host of the Author's Porch, and that airs live on Facebook on, I believe, Thursday nights at 8 p.m., I believe, is the time frame, and also 7 p.m. as well. But go to her page, find her, you'll get all her information there. So with all that being said, again, share, like, and comment. I do look forward to seeing everybody next Sunday as we go through this follow-up session with Joe and Tracy. I'm sure it's going to be quite interesting. I'm sure she's going to have some amazing results in a very short period of time. And also note that results they can be, results can show up just like this, and then results might take a little longer. So there is no one fits all sort of program out there. But please come and join us live again next Sunday, 3 p.m. Until then, have yourself an awesome rest of the day. Bye-bye for now.